5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're live. Welcome to a special Wednesday night edition of Enough to Be Dangerous. You've got Mike D, future resident of Virginia Beach, or Dallas, Texas, or Nashville, Tennessee. Hey, I'm not echoing. We got Magics in Sacktown. Town of Sacks.
The sack of the town.
And I'm DJ Tommy in New Baden. Population 3105.
Brought to us by our future sponsor, Hint Water Pear Flavor.
Soon to be sponsored by Hint.
That does not sound tasteful at all.
I'm not going to lie, of all the flavors, this is probably my least favorite.
Like,
and part of the reason that it's not is because there's actually very little flavor to it. It tastes more like just regular old water.
you know, I just thought of something. This should not have been called Enough to Be Dangerous. This particular
Jumping
episode.
into the formats already.
This particular format.
Shots
is
fired.
The McAllister format. Because this is the original McAllister crew.
The McAllister brothers.
Yeah, here we go.
The Maloney days.
with assigned seating at Maloney's.
Yeah, we always took that corner right when we walked in the door. We always had that corner on lock.
Oh, man.
Are there? Do you all? Well, you probably wouldn't know, Tom, but I wonder, are Maloney's like? Is that still a thing? I know that they shut down that one that we went to. I'm gonna look it up. Is Maloney's a thing?
What are you
I'm
talking
honestly trying to think of like the road that it's on, but I can't picture it during the day because
Thought it was on
we
University.
only went there at night.
Wasn't it on University
Yeah, it was on
and
University.
and rural?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Jeez, remembering those
was.
street names is
I just knew that how to navigate there based on buildings and the road at night. I would never be able to find that place during the day.
Did you ever drive there?
Yes.
yeah. Because
A
I
few
remember throwing up out of his car a couple times.
Yes.
A couple times.
Yes, I did drive
I don't
there.
ever remember Terrence driving. I always felt like it was either me or Tom that drove there.
I
drove a
I
couple
only
times.
I never remember driving because I always remember taking the 17s.
Yeah, you know what? That's okay. That's fair.
Because that would always be the question: are we rolling in 17s or what?
Yo, back in the day, 17s were big time.
Right.
I mean,
Now that's what comes on
Just
like
remember,
yeah, that's stock nowadays.
Right.
what was the drinks? It was sex with an alligator and something else.
Oh yeah.
Something
Sex
with
alligator. Yeah.
And there was another one. I want to say it
Shots.
was red, blue, and green or something.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
There was that
no.
drink.
But since I'm not buying, I can't say no.
Yeah, but those came about, I think, just by asking the bartender, right? Like just saying, hey, make something good. And
Yeah.
it was probably like a hot bartender one night, and she was like, all right, how about sex with an alligator? And we're like, all right, well, if you make it, it's probably good. And then
When's the last time you had one?
probably
I've
then.
actually had that somewhere else. I went somewhere else and was actually on a menu at one point. And I was like, "Oh, I'm definitely getting that. I know what that's all about. Hell yeah, sign me up."
I've never
I
really
was shocked
looked.
though, because I was convinced for years that those bartenders made those up just for us.
That's what I thought too.
But
Until I
nope.
think Emo Tep was the one that was like, yeah, you know that's a real drink, right? I was like, oh, I thought they just made that up for us.
Yeah, I remember. I think it had. I'm pretty sure. I know some of the stuff in it had. And did it have Red Bull in it?
I know
I
it
think it
had
was-
Jaeger. in it.
It had Red Bull. I think it was Red Bull, Midori, and Jaeger.
Well,
You
we
know
don't
what?
have-
If only we had a device that could look these kinds of things up.
If only we had a way
And
to
only if
fact
we had a
check.
person that would do it.
Right. We need a fact checker. We need a designated fact checker.
Oh, here it is. Sex with an alligator. It is
Coconut rum, melon liqueur, pineapple juice, raspberry. What? Raspberry and Jaeger.
Ingredients. I got pineapple juice, melon liqueur, coconut rum, raspberry liquor, and Jägermeister. Okay, I guess I'm wrong. I stand corrected.
Facts.
That's what's good about this show. Hey, the nice thing about this broadcast is we are open to fact checking.
Oh, actually, so now I actually went to Tipsy Bar. You know that Tipsy bartender?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him?
Yeah,
His
that
recipe
reminds
is
me
not
of
the
7
same.
Up guy.
And this is what I think it actually was. It's melon liqueur, sweet and sour mix, Chambord, and Jägermeister.
That sounds more like what they would have there. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't remember that many bottles. Like raspberry, coconut.
Yeah, I didn't remember all that. This actually makes a lot more sense.
And they made them
even on
fairly
this-
quick. Because I know when I used to order the Long Island iced teas, they would take a minute because there's like 10 different things. And
Yeah.
usually when we did the sex with the alligators, they were made fairly quick.
Yeah, it was always fun to watch them because they did that little thing where they had the spoon in it and they layered the drink, you know? I can actually do that. I figured that out. I have the stuff to do that now. I mean, it's not that it's hard. You just can't like dump it in. Hey, was it this podcast that we were talking about recently, that time that I got at Maloney's where somebody thought I was
Big Pun?
what was it? No,
Big
Fat
Worm?
Joe. Fat Joe.
Big Worm.
Yeah,
Big Worm.
Fat Joe.
Big
I was
Worm.
offended too because I didn't really know who Fat Joe was. I'm like, what the hell did you just call me?
This is why I said we need to rename this to the McAllister one. That way we can have our own nicknames. Big Perm, Big Worm.
We're going to have a different podcast every night of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We can have the Tinky
Figure out which one of these
Teletubby
things
one.
sticks.
DJ
You know-
Nipsey in the house.
That's actually not a bad idea. Like, and I know when we were wrapping up last time, you mentioned like what is like, do we have
Purpose.
goals here, right?
Yeah.
You know, like what are we striving for? And I thought, well, in a way, this is what I'm striving for. You know, just sitting here yapping, shooting the stuff. And then anything beyond that, you know, that's just kind of icing on the cake, which I'm going to eat too. But
But you can't have the cake and eat it too.
you can have the
Just the
icing.
icing.
Yeah, right. You can only eat the icing off of the cake. But
I mean, for me, that's not a bad thing. I love the icing more than I like the cake. So
true.
It depends on the icing. Like that cheap icing.
Oh yeah,
that's
I mean
like,
the icing's got to be good. It's got to be that. It can't be that whipped cream stuff. Like
No,
it's got to
got-
be
that's
like
butter.
What?
It's
That
gotta
ain't
be
even
the
icing,
butter
yeah.
rich.
It's gotta-
I like them all. You're not going to sell me on anything that's bad.
No.
Fondant sucks. Icing, bro.
Yeah, but you like whipped cream though.
I like icing. I like whipped cream. I like buttercream. I like icing.
I like whipped cream with ice cream, not so much
do
with
not.
cake.
I like the buttercream frosting.
Oh no! This is what just happened recently. I open up the fridge and there's a can of Cool Whip in there.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip, and I'm like, man, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna fill the bowl up with Cool Whip, and I'm gonna go eat it. So I fill up the bowl with Cool Whip,
Why did you do that?
and then I turn around and I see that there's a strawberry cake there, like a yellow cake covered with strawberry icing, actually.
And you just ate all the Cool Whip that was supposed to go on it.
No. They weren't meant for each other. What I did is I took a slice of the cake and I laid it on top of that cloud of Cool Whip. And I thought, you know what? This is a thing. Cake on a cloud. Cake on a cloud. I invented
I have
that.
questions about something that's going on in your background.
You're talking about
Who's
Millie?
background?
That's
What's
Millie.
over your shoulder?
You didn't hear about that from Joey?
Oh, the mannequin?
How
What
they wake
is going on?
like when they stayed the night once and every time out of the corner of their eye in the middle of the night they'd see that mannequin and freak the hell out.
Did you move it around?
I moved it, yeah. I was vacuuming over there, so I
Has
just
that
See,
thing
this is
always
why-
been sitting there, and I've
No.
just never noticed it till
No.
tonight?
no. Plus the last few episodes I've been outside. See, I'm inside only because like I said, this is 5 nights in a row for us. And I've been neglecting some of my child care responsibilities by being out in the garage. So,
Like bathing, feeding,
yeah,
educating, interacting with the child.
all of the above.
Parenting.
All of the above.
General
Right.
babe parenting. Hey, Tom,
So-
it's not babysitting. It's called parenting.
Hey, so I posed this question to my team today, and I'm curious. You're only allowed 2 candies from now to the end of your time. Which 2 do you pick?
Damn.
This is an easy
Wait.
one for me.
How often do you get them?
Whenever you want.
Oh, so it's unlimited supply. Just that's all
whenever
you,
you
can
want. The world is out of candy except for these 2 candies. So every time you go to the store, you can buy one, both, the other, whatever, but there's no other candy in the world except for these 2 candies. What are your 2 candies to survive the rest of time with? While you're thinking about it, I'll tell you mine.
Yeah, go.
Mine's easy. Peanut M&Ms. I love peanut M&Ms and Jelly Bellies. I love
Yeah,
Jelly Bellies.
yeah.
You can mix. You can get a different flavor every single time you try it. Like we always have Jelly Bellies in the house, so I'll grab just a small handful, like 20 Jelly Bellies, and I'll set them on my desk, and I'll grab 3 at a time. And I don't even look. I just grab 3 at a time, and because there's so many different flavors, you get a different flavor every time.
So I have a question. It's a clarification point. So, like
you're trying
Jelly
to
Bellies,
overcomplicate this.
do you only get to pick one flavor of Jelly Bellies, or like Starburst or Skittles, or it could be all of them?
No, I buy the assorted bag of Jelly Bellies.
Assorted
That's how- okay.
flavors.
So you're on all time is assorted Jelly Bellies and
Peanut
peanut
M&Ms.
M&Ms. Wow. Yeah.
But the M&Ms aren't assorted. It's got to be peanut.
Or peanut butter, or plain, or crispy.
Oh, so
or
you're
pretzel.
saying you're just saying M&Ms in general.
No,
You're saying
no.
M&M.
I'm saying
You're saying specifically peanut.
Peanut M&Ms.
Okay.
And
Oh,
then the
man.
assorted bag, the normal assorted bag of Jelly Bellies that you get.
All right, here's
Like if
here's
I had to pick one flavor of Jelly Bellies wouldn't be my answer anymore.
right. I
do
do
dots.
like. I mean, I'm a big fan of Jelly Bellies. Every time I go to the airport, I get like a half pound.
Yeah.
And it
Oh,
probably costs like $18. But Reese's peanut butter cups would be one,
That's my wife's. My wife picked that one.
and the other one I think would be the little everlasting gobstopper, the little small like round. Because as much as I like Jelly Bellies or gummies and stuff, my teeth, man, I just don't like. I can't chew on things for a long. Like I can't chew on gum for too long. I guess I'm getting to that age where I got like.
I need the softness.
I got like one root canal that just never goes right. Like it's been repaired like 3 times, and
So
chewing candy annoys it.
that's tough. This is a tough question. First of all, I shouldn't have any candy at all. But let's say there's a magical
100%
cure.
diabetic. I shouldn't be eating any candy. So,
But let's say
second
we're putting an asterisk on this, like our racquetball games. Asterisk, magical cure for diabetes.
Asterisk
is in effect. Which case, I'm gonna have to go with. Oh man, Butterfingers And since I can't, I would have to do the assorted flavor of Skittles. That way, at any point in time, I could separate them all out, and I could have like cherry and grape and whatever as an entire cluster, and just have like a grape candy, a strawberry candy.
Which Skittles would you not eat?
Skittles. Yeah, you act like Skittles come in individual. Like Skittles only come in assorted flavors. Starburst, you can get the all reds now, but even those are still assorted flavors.
That hurt my tooth just thinking about a Starburst.
Yeah, Starbursts are a little much.
There's a bag of Starburst on the kitchen table right now. That's
calling your name.
It's calling me that sweet tooth. I was like, eat it, just one. It ain't gonna hurt you. Take some extra insulin.
Unfortunately, I eat a lot of candy. I eat candy every day.
Breaking FMLA, breaking OSHA rules or whatever here. Are you on insulin?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, first time ever.
Super diabetic.
It's the first time ever. I had never been on insulin before. I should have been on it way back in the day, and they never gave it to me. And then my doctor was like, "Why did you stop taking your medicine for 5 years?" I was like, "Well, this medicine is the same medicine that killed my dad and my brother and my aunt and my grandma, and these are all the same medicines." They all were on lisinopril, metformin, lisinopril, and simvastatin. And I developed a massive reaction or intolerance for metformin, which is part of the reason the whole GoDaddy work experience at the end. I was late because I would take it in the morning. I would throw up by the time we got to Safeway. So I'd have to go home and change my shirt and wipe the bike down and then leave again. I would literally just throw up like in my helmet if I was wearing my helmet that day. So.
And then you'd wear that helmet later on?
Nope, I would wash it out.
Wash out that.
I only got a little bit on there. You know, all you have to do is lift up, but.
Hey, headlines real quick. Not entertainment headlines from Variety and TMZ, random sources. But I was going through these thinking there might be some good material, but I found a couple stories, and it made me think like
Ezra Miller.
No. Oh, Ezra Miller. Is that still a story?
They're not really promoting him, but
it's a manhunt now, right? I mean, they're looking for the guy. I mean,
no, I'm talking about Warner Brothers.
On that.
So
they're not getting rid of him.
Warner Brothers is pushing Justice League out, promoting, and they're still going to release The Flash.
Right.
But they're not going to go on a promo tour, but they're not disavowing him like they did with Johnny Depp, so to speak. So,
yeah.
I don't know what's going to go on with that.
We learned our lesson from Paramount. Or Disney, whoever the hell has them.
Well, plus they're keeping Amber Heard in Aquaman too, so they don't care.
I thought she was
they're digitally removing her.
No, they're adding more scenes.
Then there's going to be an Amber cut and a non-Amber cut.
A woke
so
cut.
What are your headlines?
All right, check this one out.
Cut.
Here's the headline, and I thought this one was funny. Kiss, the rock band, accidentally projects the Australian flag on their concert stop in Austria. The long-running rock band Kiss have found itself as the butt of online jokes following a concert in Vienna, June 26, where the band's logo was displayed with the Australian flag instead of an Austrian flag. And it made me think, like, every time I watch snippets from a concert, you know, or like a comedy show, and at the very end, you know, it's like, all right, Miami, we love you. And it's like how many times?
San Antonio.
Right. How many times has somebody made that mistake of saying the wrong town? And I know there's been a few that I've seen.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it happen live.
You're in Cincinnati.
Right.
Oh, good night, Cincinnati.
That I think that one specifically is a thing that's happened.
Yeah.
That exact example.
Mm-hmm.
Cincinnati and Cleveland.
Yeah.
But dude,
I've actually seen that.
These performers, I mean, They're
Yeah, but
probably
can you
on.
blame the performer though?
Oh no, definitely
Yeah,
not.
I don't put that on the performer.
Yeah, because they're these when they're on stage, it probably looks the same night after night.
But they're not even programming it. It's not up to them to
the
program that.
flag thing. I don't put that on Kiss. I put
Oh
that
no,
on
no, no. Yeah, that's
whatever
some,
idiot.
right.
You had one
Google
job.
They're dude.
Austria.
They're graphics, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Netflix Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 2 comes out this Friday at 3 a.m.
What?
How many
Oh,
episodes do you know?
2 episodes.
But they're
What?
long episodes, aren't they?
They're supposed to be bangers, and they're actually going to be doing a live Q&A with David Harbour, Hopper, and Eddie Munson, and even Vecna, or I guess 001, if you're all caught up. Sorry, spoilers if you're not.
Don't know.
I mean,
Are they gonna order Domino's pizza with their mind? With the mind?
I'm only into. I'm only finishing this just because I feel like I'm committed to the series at this point. I've watched so much, but
Well, I mean,
don't really
I
enjoy
thought it
it.
was over, to be honest. I didn't even realize there was 2 more episodes. I actually saw it on IMDb where it said 2 more episodes, but I thought, oh, that's like some fan must have submitted something and they just let it slide. So I didn't realize there actually were 2 more episodes still on the way. I thought that was a wrap. I mean, I thought she beat the dude. The other guy got out of prison in Russia. It's like,
but I watched it all the way to the end, and they even updated at the end of this whatever they said the final episodes will be, and I was like, final episodes? There's still more to this?
right. Should have left it there. It's like winning the Super Bowl. Should have just left it there. You were on top.
Yeah, but I've heard these next 2 episodes are really long, like several hours.
Hopefully they're
combined.
good.
Well,
Yeah,
I
And
was
I-
hoping
watch
they would
them.
bring back.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely watching. This is one I think we talked about this. I'm not sure now. See, it's hard to keep straight which
what
podcast.
conversations
Right.
you've had.
Rebecca Romaine and Jerry O'Connell to host The Real Love Boat on CBS. It's a reality dating show. It's going to be on a princess cruise ship,
Oh, that's gonna be horrible.
inspired by the
So,
70s.
first of all, let me get a pulse on something because we haven't really talked about this on this podcast. Like, I understand what Joey likes, but you all
The
are
pulse.
either of you into what?
You said
I-
get a pulse.
I'm an ally. I support the community, if that's what you're asking.
No. Listen,
right.
you do you. Are either of you reality TV fans?
Only the
I used to
OG,
be.
Real World.
I used to be when I feel like it was real. I feel like now it's very directed.
So let me just run through and you tell me yes or no. Big Brother
Okay.
still?
No.
No, but Patty still does. But it's a no for me.
Nope.
That's probably my Terrence, The Challenge?
Nope.
Really? I'm
Dude, I
surprised
quit
by
watching-
that one at least.
I quit watching reality shows. I
He
was
quit
gonna
watching
say
when
after-
Johnny Bananas turned 42. I mean 52.
No. I didn't watch
62.
any of those.
Tom, do you watch The Challenge?
I just see it in the background. Patty watch it. That's another one.
When
Patty
they turned it
watches.
into the challenge instead of just 2 separate shows of Real World and Road Rules, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna have a game show out of it," I was like, "I'm done." I watched 1 episode. I was like, "This is stupid."
I liked it. I did like it when it was more pure with Road Rules, Real World. I didn't mind so much bringing Big Brother in, but then they brought all this other stuff in, like the stuff from England, and I just
I
lost.
mean, Turkey
Yeah.
and
Right.
it's all over. I enjoy it. That's probably of all my shows, reality shows, I enjoy The Challenge the most.
The Gauntlet.
So I take it then you have not watched any of the reunion shows,
The reunion shows.
like Real World season 1, 2, and 9 reunion.
No, I just look. I enjoy. I tried getting into those on Paramount, and I don't know why.
Wasn't enough drama for you.
Hey, but check it
Yeah,
out.
because I think that's a good point. I think that's part of what the problem is they're all my age now, and they just don't have the desire to get into that stuff anymore. So the drama comes with, the 20s and the 30s, and once you hit that 40 mark, like
You would be surprised.
even on the real world, even on the challenge now, CT's kind of the old guy. He's like 42 or something like that. And back in the day, CT was wild, man.
Right.
That dude and now he doesn't get into anything.
Now he's just old.
Goes out there, kicks ass, wins all the money every year, and goes home. Doesn't get into no drama. Like, he might get in a yelling match every now and then, but yeah, I like some reality televisions. I have some not like. I don't like The Bachelor or.
Well, what I was going to say about The Real Love Boat is because it's on CBS, that makes me think those people will end up on the challenge.
So here's the thing about CBS reality shows is I have found that CBS probably does that. They're kind of the inventors of reality television anyways, right? Because they did Big Brother. They did, 100%.
Nope.
They did Survivor and Big Brother, the first mainstream television reality shows.
Nope.
And Viacom did Real World and
The
Challenge.
There's the difference. Viacom and Paramount, they were all different. Now they are. Back then, they were not.
Yes, they were.
The very first reality TV shows was MTV's Real World.
Hey, what's the one where they travel the world and they're the Amazing Race?
The Amazing Race.
That one was I was into
that one.
I was into that one. I was actually into that one more than Survivor, but now I've kind of evolved. I will watch some Survivor.
I enjoy Survivor.
And
I just don't get the point of them. You just stick people in a room and then try and have them create conflict to kick somebody out. And all it would really take is that group of people and be like, yo, we're all chill. Let's just stay here. Let's not kick anyone out. But you can't do that. They always introduce some sort of conflict to make you want to kick somebody out. Or
that's
like we were
why
talking
we
about
watch.
before,
It's literally a competition. That's what it is. It's a game.
For money.
I get it. I get
You can't all just be like, hey, I know that the rules say that I got to be voted out, but we've all decided we're not going by the rules anymore. The show be like, okay, well, we decided that we're not paying out $500,000 anymore.
Yeah, but you and I both know those people get paid while they're on the show.
Do you realize what they get paid? They don't get paid much at all.
It's like jury duty pay.
Yeah, it's not much at all, bro. It's like $750 a week or something stupid.
Okay.
Terrence's like, well, I'll take that right now. Right now, I'll take that.
Terrence is like, yeah, that sounds like cash money.
It's like I'm just right up by $5.
You're being housed. You're being fed.
I hear you. But a lot of these people have like legit careers that they've put on hold, and it's a gamble.
Oh, I get it. We met some of them back in the day, and our not still millionaire.
That's right.
Areas. So yeah, that's why I'm like, I can't do this. I can't get into it.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi film trilogy plan got derailed by bad Solo box office, says devastated screenwriter.
That is a true story.
Had Solo not disappointed at the box office in 2018, then Obi-Wan Kenobi might have been a full-fledged movie trilogy instead of just a 6-episode Disney Plus series.
So now the question is, do you remember what came out? What did Solo compete against? Why did it flop so bad? Like, I don't remember any big movies that came out.
I'm pretty sure Solo came out around Christmas time, so there was... Anytime Star Wars is going to release something, there's going to be something else that's going to be competing against it or trying to compete against
Harry Potter was over, so usually it was Harry Potter and Star Wars usually competed. There was no Harry Potters out. Transformers are usually relegated to summer. Mission Impossibles are normally summer. James Bond maybe fall, but I'm just trying to think of why Solo would do so bad if it was because it was just a bad movie. Or was it up against competition?
No, I think a lot of it was the fact
Or
that
was
Harrison.
COVID
It was the
happening?
Harrison Ford thing, right? Like a lot of people just had a hard time accepting a Han Solo without Harrison Ford. You know, just what Harrison Ford brought to that character made it very unique.
I mean, that seems kind of stupid. You really expect to de-age 80-year-old oh my God,
No, I
Harrison
mean,
Ford
that's
So here,
down to 16-year-old Han Solo?
no.
You can't do
so
that.
here's 5 reasons why Solo failed at the box office. Months of bad publicity. I'm just headlining it for you. Months of bad publicity. Alden Ehrenreich. The production problems that hit press weren't just on the story level. There was also reports of the young Coen brothers. Something. Oh, the actual actor.
Mm.
Lukewarm reviews and word of mouth was bad. The short shadow of The Last Jedi. Oh, so Solo was just released 5 months after The Last Jedi.
Okay, that makes
That actually makes sense.
Overkill.
And then, and here's the answer to what you have. Competing for the same fans of Marvel, one of those adjustments Disney had to make was at the same time. It was Memorial Day weekend, and it went up against the second week of Fox's Deadpool 2 and the 5th weekend of Infinity War.
Oh, yeah. They ain't gonna make it.
Yeah, because Infinity War was still rolling by the
Did you just
5th
call
week.
it Infinity Roll? Is that the name?
Yeah,
of the
Infinity Roll.
I want the Infinity Roll.
All right, that makes sense. Listen, as a Star Wars fan, and taking off the super fan cap for a minute, I think Solo kind of got done dirty because I thought it was actually a legit good storyline. It had some kind of legend stuff, you know, the whole I did the whatever and
Kessel Run.
the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs or whatever he always says. Like to actually show that I thought that was kind of a cool touch to actually have. Basically the story of the Kessel Run is what they should have called it Solo. The Kessel Run.
Way better.
Like I think that would have gotten people's attention more. But I like the character. I like the character development, the backstory of Solo, the whole him being in the Empire, which I just thought it was kind of a dope story. That
I like the whole Chewie part, how him and Chewie, got linked up. That's why I was like, I don't understand why it did so bad.
I like
now
Woody
you do.
Harrelson in there. I like Game of Thrones girl in there.
The Woody Harrelson part very much was like a Guardians of the Galaxy, Yondu and what Star-Lord. I was like, this is very reminiscent of a Marvel relationship.
And the other thing that I thought was cool, that I was convinced, part of the reason that I was convinced that we would see more.
Let's not forget Lando Calrissian either.
No, I think Lando was phenomenal. But the one thing that I thought, maybe this is, and I'm going to come back to that in a minute, but the one thing, the casual Star Wars fan that, isn't nerding out on it and watching Rebels and watching Clone Wars, that ending where Darth Maul's in there, the majority of people that watch Star Wars had no clue that Maul was still alive. Everybody was convinced at that point Maul was dead. Unless you're watching, like I said, if you're watching Clone Wars and Rebels, you know that he wasn't. But the casual fan is like, holy. Here's something else that I think you just said that could be interesting about the Lando piece too. What's his name? That was Donald Glover, right? That's
Donald Glover,
Lando,
aka Miles Morales.
I think this is what they messed up with Solo. There were really some big name actors, especially at that time in that movie. You had Donald Glover, you had Woody Harrelson, you had Game of Thrones girls, huh?
Shay from Game of Thrones. Was it? Yeah,
no,
yeah.
It was the Dragon Queen.
Shame.
Are you talking about Daenerys?
Yeah.
So she was in it, and then even the guy that played the super bad guy in that movie, he's the guy that plays Ultron.
Okay.
So he's a fairly big actor, but then the star of the movie, the main guy of the movie, was basically some unknown actor, and I think that's where they messed up because everybody had such a problem with Han Solo, and I think part of that is a little bit of lack of respect for that actor, where that actor was surrounded by everybody. Like, if you think about it, when everybody talks about it, they're like, oh, I love Donald Glover in that movie. Oh, I love Woody Harrelson in that movie. But the star of the movie, everybody kind of crapped on.
His name is Eldon Ehrenreich.
That's why no one said they liked him, because they couldn't say his name.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of the mistake that maybe they made in it, because I thought he did a good job. I thought it was a good story. I thought it was a clever story. I enjoyed the movie. I actually wish that they would make a Solo 2, because I thought they did a good job with that.
I think they could definitely flesh out like the rest of the relationship between Han and Lando Calrissian. Definitely. Because when you get to A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, you could tell there's like Mike, me, and Aaron relationship level stuff, like, and Tom, that's been going on for 30, 40 years that you don't know. Yeah. They could have their own Maloney's there. You know, we need to see those nights. You know, Chewie could be hanging out, the Millennium Falcon throwing up. You know, Mike could be yelling out.
Which one of us would have been Chewie?
Tom. Tom would have been Chewie. Mike, you're too much of a social butterfly to be Chewie.
I don't know who that makes me in it then.
Yeah,
but yeah, overall, what else you got, Tom? What else is on that list?
Who's the Boss sequel lands at Amazon's Freevee network. The updated version of the 1984 sitcom will feature original stars Alyssa Milano and Tony Danza.
Your TMZ must suck. You got nothing
Alyssa
about the
Milano
new Quantum
is
Leap?
very political today.
You have no new Quantum Leap information on there? None of the other
Quantum
movies?
Leap coming back?
No, we already talked about Quantum Leap. That's why I didn't bring it up. I'm not bringing up stuff we talked about yesterday.
Oh, well, maybe Mike likes,
I'm dope.
Dr. Beck.
I'm in for that. I enjoyed the hell out of Quantum Leap.
Yeah, Quantum Leap will be
same
good.
Same character?
So
or
it's a
reboot?
sequel. No, it's a sequel.
30 years in the future.
There's no word on whether or not the guy, Dr. Sam Beckett, whether he makes an appearance. Obviously, the AI guy can't because he's dead.
Yeah.
But they're focusing more on their rebooting the whole program, and you're going to see more of the operations of it than just him being in the person. And it ties back to the original series because one of the guy that runs it is the guy that's. Let me see.
It's going to be out in October. I forgot what network.
If you tell me Hulu, I'm going to be super disappointed.
No, I think it might be. I think it might be CBS. Okay. Fact check.
You mean who? The station that's going to do it?
Yeah. What network? What network?
What network?
NBC.
Streaming platform.
Oh, NBC.
It's NBC.
Okay. Did NBC do it back in the day?
Yes.
They must have.
Yeah, you got to keep the properties within the same thing.
Yeah, I associate the
Scrubs moved.
I associate what's his name with NCIS New Orleans now, so I was thinking CBS.
Oh, that's right. Is he still on that show?
No, they ended it.
They did?
Huh?
What they did?
New Orleans? Yeah,
they wrapped it. Oh, because now they got NCIS Hawaii.
Speaking of wrapping, what I just found out is already wrapped and done and ready to go, and they're still holding till next year, is the new Transformers movie, Rise of the Beast.
I didn't even know there was
a
Transformers movie.
Yeah, it's completely done. It's set for August of 2023. All CGI work. Everything is done.
Megan Fox?
No.
Shia LaBeouf?
Probably not.
Emilia Clarke, Daenerys.
Don't know. Didn't even look at the cast. It's Transformers.
Alderon Eric.
You're gonna watch it anyway.
Transformers
is
hey, Bumblebee.
Transformers for me is like Mike and Fast and Furious. We know it's over the top and ridiculous.
Let's get on the Fast and Furious topic for a minute.
I will definitely still go watch a Transformers movie, even though I know it's just like completely unrealistic from the originals. Storyline's messed up. I'm still gonna go see it. I'll still go watch a Fast and Furious movie, even though it has nothing to do with the original.
No, stop.
But I'll still watch it.
Stop that nonsense. First of all, you can't compare robots that change into vehicles and things to Fast and the Furious. That is not even the same. Listen,
look, man, they stole a car from a dealership, put it on a plane.
Nope. I'm not letting you get away with this. Space. I'm not letting you get away with this. The unbelievability of Transformers is already ingrained into the theory of what it's robots from outer space that come to Earth. It's not supposed to be believable. There's not supposed to be anything realistic. Fast and the Furious, on the other hand, started off as a freaking street race movie, and now they're shooting a Fiat into space. Come on, that's stupid.
I'll let you see my Fiat.
Dumb.
Fiat.
My money don't jiggle. It folds.
It Fiats.
I'm just saying.
Fast and Furious is so stupid now.
But what I meant is the over-the-topness of that Transformer has come into from the what they call the Michael Bay era, because now it's done by some other group. But I'm still gonna go watch it. It's actually set as a sequel to Bumblebee, so it's set in the 90s, not in modern day time.
Top movie of the year. Let's jump into this one, and this will wrap it for my headlines. Top Gun Maverick joins the $1 billion box office club. We knew that already, but it's the first Tom Cruise movie to ever hit $1 billion, which I found pretty hard to believe because
I'm shocked about that.
Dude's right. He's got tons of hits, but this is his biggest ever.
Yeah, but super hits. Those. I mean, how many movies have ever hit $1 billion?
That's true. 50.
We didn't look that up.
50.
Yeah, look that up.
50 movies. 50 movies have ever hit
$1 billion. You think really? You think there's that many?
The number is 50.
You already looked it up, or you're guessing?
Let me read. Top Gun Maverick has joined the $1 billion club at the global box office. It's the first Tom Cruise film to achieve the milestone and the 50th Hollywood movie overall, not adjusted for inflation.
So I just looked it up on IMDb. 49 other movies reached 1 billion. Have reached 1 billion worldwide.
Okay, that's interesting.
But I would have thought.
So I mean that makes sense. Yeah, because you figure you probably got some of those Marvel movies in there that hit $1 billion.
Yeah, most of them.
I'm guessing. If I'm guessing movies that are in there, probably Star Wars movies. Probably multiple Star Wars movies have hit $1 billion.
Yep.
Probably multiple Harry Potter. Probably multiple Harry Potter movies have hit $1 billion. I'm guessing.
Well, you got number one is Avatar, all time, at like $3 billion.
Yeah.
Titanic.
I think that's number 3. Endgame is number 2. Oh snap! You must have some information to drop on us.
Well, it beat out, so it is number 49. Dark Knight is number 50.
Oh wow!
Okay,
and after that, it is Hobbit.
I was gonna say Lord of the Rings movies are in there. You know, Lord of the Rings movies are in there.
Yep.
And there's a couple of Star Wars
because it's worldwide. Parks. Yeah, this $1 billion is
Jurassic
worldwide.
Parks. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
What? Where? Wait, Aquaman? Aquaman is in there? Yeah.
Oh God, that's the worst superhero movie of all time. Oh, Pirates. Speaking of Pirates, Pirates of the Caribbean. You know those have got to be in there.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a Pirates in there. Beauty and the Beast.
That is
33.
Shocking. What about Toy Story?
Oh, I bet there's a couple.
Hold on. I saw one in there, but I'm just kind of flapping there. Oh, the live action of The Lion King.
Really?
It's number
That's
8.
surprising.
Number 8.
Number 8.
What's the highest Star Wars? Force Awakens?
Number 4 is The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Titanic is number 3.
Hold on.
Endgame is number 2.
What's number 1?
Guess what number 1 is?
Avatar.
What?
And we're all waiting for a sequel still.
Avatar?
I'm not a big
Yep.
Avatar fan. I did
I'm
like
not.
Avatar, but I'm not. I don't have the
Force
need for any more of
Awakens,
that.
huh?
Force Awakens. Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
I think the hype of Avatar has got to make me visually just happy walking out of the movie theaters. As much hype that people have given that over the last 10 years, I need to walk out of that movie theater on a cloud, or just oh,
Let me tell you what movie gave me that feeling. Still this day, I remember it. Spawn. When Spawn came out, I was like, holy shit, that was a stunning movie.
Oh.
And then the next movie after that was probably the first Matrix.
Oh no, I'd already seen the first Matrix 20 times before I saw it in the theater.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
My man, no, you didn't. I know
Yes.
for a fact that's not a true story. We were roommates in the same room when we both
Went out.
decided to go watch The Matrix.
Oh yeah, we went and saw the Matrix. I'm not doubting
stop
that.
it.
But I have the original CD, the screener of it. We'd watch that at MCI all the time.
I got another headline.
I got it.
What do you got?
I still have it.
R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years
heard about
on
this.
9 federal charges,
What?
which include sex crimes and human trafficking, from
But-
TMZ.
Wait,
Put a pin in that. So R. Kelly gets 40 years, but Jazane Maxwell got 20.
30.
who?
30 for R. Kelly on 9 charges.
Wait, who's
And
Zane
Jazane
Maxwell?
That
Maxwell
was
Got
Epstein's
20.
lady.
Okay, I don't.
Boo.
My question is this: why has this not been in the news?
It is. It was on the news. Absolutely.
Of
was on the
R.
news.
Kelly?
Yeah,
Of R. Kelly?
absolutely.
I haven't seen it. It hasn't been on any of my feeds or anything. So maybe it's been crowded, pushed out by all the puppies and babies.
Here's a little tidbit to go along with the story. Bill Cosby thinks R. Kelly got a raw deal with a guilty verdict in his federal sex crimes case, and he's blaming Gloria Allred and systemic racism.
Look,
I mean,
Cat
again,
Williams
I'm
made a
going to
valid
say, how did Jazane Maxwell get away with 20 years and R. Kelly got 30?
Well, because I
question is
think
this.
I think Ghislaine Maxwell had a black book full of very important people's names in it,
Yeah.
and she's just lucky to be alive.
Yes, she is.
I'm just saying, it was the 60s and 70s. They knew what they were getting into going to a hotel room at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Stop it.
Just saying.
For the record,
Right.
I do not co-sign that statement.
Rex on effect. They knew what was going on, and it's not like they didn't know he was
Stop.
married.
Statements and opinions
Just
of
say
the
it.
podcasters
It's
are
facts.
not reflective
Not
of the Enough to Be
reflected.
Dangerous corporate media.
Oh. So what movie are you both waiting to come out? What's your since Maverick is done and I'm
Oh,
okay
that's
to
easy. It'll be out next weekend.
Yep, we'll go see Thor.
Oh, Thor?
Oh, yeah.
What about Minions? You're not gonna rock Minions?
Oh, absolutely. Minions is high on the list, but so here's the thing about Thor. The first Thor that came out was pretty dope. Then that Dark World Thor was stupid.
Worst
That's
movie ever.
Not the worst, but it's down closer to that Aquaman state. Not quite as low, but it's down there.
The kids
I'll
call
watch
it
Aquaman
the kids
before I
call it
watch
mid.
Dark World.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But then Ragnarok Like
Hilarious.
Ragnarok jumps up into, in my opinion, one of the top 5 superhero movies. That movie was great. I'll watch that every single time it comes on.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's one that if that's on, I just leave it on.
Yeah.
No need to
I think
change
that's
the
because
channel.
of Korg.
Korg.
Huh?
The Korg character.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
100%.
He makes that.
Well, the director in which is Korg, by the way. I mean, everything
Thor,
that dude does. Have you
he's on
seen
again.
that?
He's yelling at me again, Thor.
Have you seen that Ryan Reynolds movie?
No.
Oh man,
The blue guy?
Yeah, the blue guy,
Blue shirt guy?
blue
Yeah.
shirt guy. I don't know what the name of the movie is, but
It's hilarious.
the guy that did that Thor is also the director of that, and he's also in the movie. Every movie that he does, he goes into. In fact, most of the episodes of The Mandalorian, the reason The Mandalorian does so well, tying it back to Star Wars as always, is he's one of the directors in it. Bryce Dallas Howard from Jurassic Park, the star of Jurassic Park, the female star. She does a lot of them. John Favreau
Oh yeah.
does a lot of them, and then Dave Filoni does it. Like they've got really good directors in the Mandalorian series.
Well,
Like,
doesn't John
really
Favreau
good.
write it? Didn't he write the whole thing?
Yeah, well, him and Filoni do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that guy, Taki Wakiti or whatever his name is, like
I give a kitty.
everything that guy does, I love. Like
He's on fire.
He's just he is my
He's trending right now.
He's my anti M Night Shyamalama Ding Dong. I hate everything that guy does. There is nothing that guy has done that I've enjoyed. He ruined.
I'm surprised. I thought
The
you would be a
Last
big.
Airbender.
I thought you would be a big fan of Glass and that whole trilogy.
Hated it. Couldn't stand it. Like to the point now that if M Night Shyamalama Ding Dong's attached to it, I'm just not even gonna watch it. You know who else that I don't like is oh man, Quentin Tarantino. I cannot stand that dude. And Django Unchained. First of all, the just the overuse of dropping the M-bomb just pissed me off in that movie. To the point, I got to a point in that movie where people in the theater were laughing at me. I started cussing them out at one point. I was like loudly. I was sitting there. My wife and my buddy Andrew were sitting there. They started getting embarrassed because I was like, "Is this fuck?" I'm sorry. I started dropping some F-bombs, complaining about the length of the movie, and I just can't stand anything Tarantino or M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong. But that Takiti Wakiti, or I don't even know how to say his name, that dude does good work.
I'm gonna agree.
Avatar, it doesn't have him attached to it, so I don't think it's gonna be
Avatar. What are you talking
that good. Yeah,
Random.
I don't think Titi Wakiti. I don't think he's in Avatar or involved in Avatar at all. So it's probably not going to be that
before?
good. No,
So why are we talking about Avatar?
because we started talking about Avatar 2 to begin with, and you went on a Star Wars tangent.
No, we were talking about Thor Ragnarok and what movie in Thor, whatever this new one is that's coming up. That's the movie
that
I'm
was
looking
after we
forward
were
to the
talking
most.
about Avatar 2, and you said, "Hey, speaking of,"
Yeah,
you pulled a
I'm looking
Chris.
forward to Thor and Minion. What else is coming out this year, though? Is there anything else cool coming out this
Mission
year?
Impossible. The next Mission Impossible, I think, is coming out.
Oh, that's one of those ones. I'll keep watching them. They're
Yeah.
fun. I never
I
get
haven't watched them
excited
since the
about
third.
them. I watch them all.
They're some of their storylines are just too slow. And they take too long to build. And I get they're supposed to be, I call them my dad's spy movies because they're that long play, the long con,
You hate
before any action really happens.
hating on
And it's
Tom
like,
Cruise.
Look, I don't think
No.
there's anything that comes out this year that beats Top Gun.
I'm gonna
Let's
agree.
see.
And I'm going to make another prediction.
Oh, snap.
Avatar 2 is going to be considered a box office flop by the time it's all said and done.
That's
Of
because
course, 'cause
it's
they
gonna be
waited too
compared. Well, plus
Yep.
they're gonna compare it to the first one.
Well, you're both right. They waited too long, and I think people are just kind of like, I mean, how long's it been since the first one came out?
A long ass time.
15 years now? Is that right?
But you know, most of Avatar's box office came internationally, overseas.
Got
yeah,
that
but I
China
think
money.
it's been so long. Like they didn't build off the excitement of it, and people's attention spans now are, and the
Yeah.
core audience is. I bet you that it's considered a flop.
I would agree. I think
Hot
if
take.
I don't think it. I was gonna say I don't think it hits $1 billion, but you never know what's gonna happen overseas.
Yeah.
Because that's a big. I think that's like 70% of its box office. That's what's making it such a high, like $3 billion right now. So $2 billion of that is overseas. But I would be surprised if it hits one. I would be surprised if it hits $2 billion. See, that's still probably a huge success for the movie company. They're like, shit, if we hit
Yeah.
$2 billion, we'll be fine.
I'm gonna predict it doesn't hit 1 billion.
I almost said that, but then, yeah, the international thing, I just wasn't sure what would happen. You don't know what those overseas. I'll hold back on the slurs.
know
If
why
this were the
part of it,
M3 podcast, I would use slurs, but I won't use.
If I think part of the success that it had back in the day was that kind of imagery, that graphic style was so new and people were so intrigued by it.
Yeah.
But that stuff's not new
Right.
anymore.
I mean, you can do
So-
that you can do that on your phone now. That's like normal
Yeah,
technology.
So I don't think
That's a Snapchat filter now. You can be an avatar.
Yeah. Well, exactly. So I don't think that
I think it'll be the word of mouth, right? Kind of like what killed Doctor Strange too. People are gonna wait for that first weekend word of mouth, and that's gonna steer, right, the success or failure path. And I'm guessing it's not going to be the success path that they're kind of banking on.
I mean, like I said,
I'm trying to find on my
I'll go
phone.
watch
and
it.
I've gone through a pretty extensive list so far, and I don't see anything worth watching come out that hasn't already been released, like Mobius, Moonfall, Minions, all that stuff.
I'm
Yeah,
excited
I don't-
about Minions.
Yeah, and Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yeah, I didn't watch the first one. Does Jim Carrey even matter anymore?
They say it's really good. It actually does get some positive reviews, but I'm not a kids show guy because the last time I went to a kids movie, I fell asleep in the theater.
I mean, Tom, listen. That's not the bar. You fell asleep in a strip club during a
Really
dance.
isn't.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, they're making another adaptation of Firestarter with Zac Efron instead.
Zac
Oh yeah, I
Efron.
saw that. That doesn't look all that hot. See what I did there?
Boom. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot. I mean, they're doing a lot of. All right, have either of you watched Bob's Burgers?
No.
I watched a little bit when it first came out, but
What is the point of that show? That show reminds me of Beavis and Butthead. Like, your animation sucks. I mean, even they brought back Beavis and Butthead.
yeah,
Did they
Like-
really?
Yeah,
Like now?
yeah.
Actively? Like it's on
I've been
television
seeing a
today?
clip on TikTok
It's a movie.
I've been seeing a clip on TikTok where they're in school and the teacher is telling them about white privilege. And they're like, oh, we have white privilege.
Lightyear came out.
And then they go around to the lunchroom and say, hey, move out of our way. We have white privilege. And they go steal a police car. Cops are like, freeze, get out of the car. Wait, don't you guys know? We have white privilege. It's like, these guys are uneducated cops. They don't realize we have white privilege.
Yeah, a lot of the movies that Thor, Minions, I don't think there's any more big movies coming out this year unless somebody drops a bomb.
Everything's going to streaming.
Actually, I'm looking more towards like I think I'm looking more forward to some of the television stuff that'll be back.
Yeah.
Like I'm waiting for Black Mirror.
There's a couple of I don't even know what Black Mirror is. There's a couple of Star Wars series that are coming out.
There's a bunch of Star Wars. You got She-Hulk.
Yellowstone.
You got
She-Hulk.
Everybody's beating up She-Hulk, but I'm looking forward to She-Hulk.
It can't be any worse than Book of Boba Fett.
It can be. I mean, it can.
Look,
things can be bad.
Look, I mean, all right, look, I'll put it to
Can
you
it be
this
as
way.
bad as
There's
The Flash? Can it be as bad as The Flash?
Yeah.
See?
When is The Rock's Black Adam coming out?
I didn't see that on the list. I didn't see it on there.
Not
I've
on
seen
the
the
list.
advertisement. It's probably not till 2023.
Has The Rock jumped the shark? Have
He
you watched his
had to
television
cash
show?
in. He had to.
The
I haven't
Rock
watched it.
has. Dwayne Johnson has not.
Yeah, but is Dwayne Johnson as a superhero something you're excited to see?
I think
Or even believable at this point? Like,
as
he's
Black
too
Adam, yes,
big.
definitely. Definitely, as Black Adam, he fits the persona of Black Adam completely. That's just like the guy that plays Diggle. Could have been a Jon Stewart. Could have been.
Why'd you bring up Diggle? Because did you watch Superman and Lois? Is that why you brought up Diggle?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain characters. Yeah, there's certain characters.
He showed up in last night's episode.
As Diggle?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not the same Diggle.
He's the same. What are you talking about? He's not the same Diggle. He runs Argus now.
He's a doppelganger. He's from a different universe. That's why, and they mentioned in the episode.
That's the problem with the whole Arrowverse now.
He said they say Superman is the only superhero in the world, and the general says, I've seen groups of superheroes and do this and that on other worlds, and you wouldn't believe what I've seen. But luckily, we have the best one, and we have our Superman here. Hey. So that identifies they're actually from a different universe.
Let me share some exciting news with you. Totally off topic.
That depends on what it is.
I want to hear it.
A little bit of hometown pride.
Where's hometown?
Where's our hometown?
I don't know. Are you talking about the kid got called up to the major leagues?
Derek Hall? Yeah, man. There's a kid from Sierra Vista. I'm friends with him on Facebook. Donald and Crystal are friends with him. Like know him, like actually know him. And so I just friended him. I was like, someday this kid will be in the league, and I'll have a professional baseball player on that's my flex. Somebody that I don't really know.
Just covered from the first line.
Yeah, 100%. Dude just got called up to the show today. Plays in tonight's game.
Damn.
It's kind of a cool thing.
You guys getting him on the Twitch stream?
Yeah. Call him up.
I doubt it. We ain't got that much pull yet.
Although, you know what I found out?
Yeah.
Kind of speaking
Do
of
it
that,
before it gets too big.
Did you ever play with any of the Kendrick brothers?
Uh-huh.
I just found out probably 3 or 4 years ago that Dwight knows them. And he played with some of them, the older ones.
Listen, my dealings with the Kendrick brothers wasn't because of
football.
Sports. It wasn't my dealings with the Kendrick brothers was not because of sports.
Nino Brown.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not trying to put anybody's business out there other than it wasn't because of sports that we were associated.
That's fine. But you know who I'm talking about. I just found that out. I was like, very small world.
How does he know
him? Sports.
Okay.
That's all I was like, oh. Because he mentioned something. And actually, no, he brought one of his family out and they mentioned something. I said, oh, yeah, I know a guy that went there. I was like, Booby, something. It was like, and they said the Kendricks? I was like, yeah, let's go. And I was like, oh, I know them. I was like, oh.
You know, back in the day when everybody had pager codes, you had a pager code?
Yes. One
of the brothers, and it was the code that I used forever and ever, amen. And at the time I didn't know what it meant. It didn't take long for me to figure out what it meant. But
boobies.
No, my code was 187. They assigned that to me. 187 was my number. And at first I was just like, oh, okay, I'll use 187, sure.
186 was not available. That's probably that was your first instinct. Oh, okay.
I was like, okay, well, I'm number 186 in line. 186 people are more important to me.
Right.
I wonder if pager coming. Hey, who did we get pagers through? I had thought about that the other day when I was moving.
AirTouch. Well, there's a bunch of companies. I got mine through AirTouch.
And Sierra Vista?
I think it was Pagers and More, wasn't it? Like
That's
I literally think the name of the company locally in town was Pagers and More.
I was like, where do we pay for pagers at in Sierra Vista? Like, I did one of those, see if you have lost money things. I was like, I'm moving anyway. Let me go ahead and put it in there. And found out that that's why I asked you about who do we used to pay rent to. Because apparently I had several $100s that have been sitting in Sierra Vista just waiting. And turns out some of them was from a company called Sure West. I don't even know who that was. I think that may have been a gas company.
Look at you.
And then one said something communication. So I'm assuming that was like a pager company. I got about $300 and almost $400 out of it. So I was like, oh, that'll pay for 2 tanks of gas.
Shoot, not in my truck, it won't.
Hey, you're.
Tom, what do you drive nowadays?
I don't have a vehicle. I mean, Patty's got a Silverado.
We're a one car family. We got rid of once about a year in the pandemic. We're like, and we're not going back to the office, so we were like, why do we need a second vehicle?
Yeah.
Right.
And even if we do go back to the office, we work at the same office. So.
Oh, speaking of work, do you have Magix? Do you have Do you have a resume?
I have an old resume.
I might have a connection for you.
Okay. I have an old resume. I need to
talk about it offline.
But I would turn my camera around so you could see the current status of my HP laptop.
Oh, well, you won't be using your laptop.
Oh, they're going to send me one, or I got to go into an office?
No, you'll get sent stuff. But
that'll work.
I have to coach you first.
Yeah, I'm still trying to make room.
All right.
I got a question for you.
For myself.
What does your mom think about you podcasting?
She doesn't know. She literally every day, every time.
She just walked by. Well, she walked by right when we were going live.
She was like, "Who are you yelling at?" I was like, "I'm not yelling." I was like, "Well, who are you talking with? Y'all just getting in."
We were yelling last night. Boy, there was yelling last night.
Tom and Mike and his brother and.
Oh man, last night was heated for a minute.
What'd you guys get heated about last night?
The untouchable subjects. The
RVW, GC.
The 2A. We call it the 2A conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
I have opinions.
You know, you could come over as a guest on our spot, just wear a mask.
Chris Hansen.
I'll do this. Everybody's like, I recognize that tattoo on his hand.
Hey, so if you're ever trying to find just something to watch, go to YouTube and look up, I want to say, The Dark Side of the 90s. It's a series on a show on a channel called Vice. But it has 2 seasons. Second season's only 4 episodes in. But it's a nice little throwback as to all the stuff that came about when we were in our prime. That's why you were saying Big Brother is the first reality show. Nope, not even close. And actually, it wasn't even MTV. The first reality show was in 1960-something on PBS. And it literally watched a family of 8, and it was boring.
Hey, who was that player? Who was the guy that used to have he had a reality show about how to like pick up women, and it was like,
oh, mystery.
Yeah.
What was his name?
That was so entertaining.
What was his name?
I got his name's Mystery. It was on VH1.
Yep.
And it was a dating show about teaching people how to
pick up girls.
Right.
Yeah. Here's a funny thing about this. A buddy of mine, pretty good friend of mine actually, studied with them, with that whole crew. So there's a book written, I forget the guy's name, but the book is called The Game, and it's based on, and it's actually the precursor to that show. Like all of those techniques that Mystery used comes from this guy that wrote the book, The Game. And so my buddy Steven studied with those guys, like knows the dude that wrote the book, knows Mystery, knows that whole thing. By the way, Steven is very happily married today and 2 kids and total.
Wait, are you talking about Steve?
No,
our
you
ex
don't know.
Roommate Steve?
No. No,
okay.
That's funny. Anyways, so this guy, he is on an episode, and I will challenge you to go find it and watch it and enjoy it, of True Life, MTV's True Life. It was filmed in Scottsdale, and it was I'm a Sugar Baby.
And you're talking about this guy, Steve.
Yeah.
To check
He was
it
a
out.
sugar baby on this show.
Huh.
Which, by the way, will also shatter all your belief in reality TV. We should actually invite him on here one night. He would be a funny dude to have on here. He's a really entertaining dude. And the stories that he could sit and tell you, if we don't invite him on this one, we're definitely going to invite him on mine and Joey's show. Because he's an entertaining dude. But he's a funny dude. Like he was on an episode of MTV's True Life. The episode was I'm a Sugar Baby or something about sugar babies.
I'm gonna have to watch that because I want to see. Is that like? Does he reveal like some behind the scenes stuff?
So he will tell you openly about the behind the scenes stuff. He will tell you all about the behind the scenes stuff, but he said his episode was very staged.
Yeah.
Like him and his buddies cooked up this whole plot to go on True Life and pretend that he was a sugar baby.
When did that air?
MTV
How long
bought it
ago?
and-
How long ago did that air?
Hell. I gotta say, probably, at least 10 years ago.
All right.
I'm looking for it now. It's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I'll go find that. Check it out.
Yeah. He's the guy. It's good. It's good stuff. And it's funny to talk about. It's funny to talk with him about it because he'll tell you all the stuff behind it. That's like Terrence. It's like our club days. People. It's funny. The other kind of behind the scenes thing in our club days. The Gangland episodes that used to come on. And They had all the Gangland episodes, and I remember one time we were hanging out at this clubhouse, another club's clubhouse, and Hell's Angels show up, right? And so, and it was the Mesa chapter. These guys show up, and it was really interesting because the episode on Gangland about the Hells Angels Mesa chapter just happened to come on while we were all hanging out with them. And we go in the back room and we were watching the episode about HA Mesa chapter with HA Mesa chapter. And it was funny to sit there and let them narrate like that whole episode kind of real time, like, what was true, what wasn't true, and them laughing, and it was a very surreal experience.
So I told some people about that. Ironically enough, it then turns out we had another member who was on not Cops. What's the new one? Live PD. Got pulled over. This was apparently right before he started coming out with us. He had just moved to Arizona, and he's like, "Yeah, that's something similar to that happened to me." He's like, "I'm on a TV show." And I'm like, "You're not." He was like, "Yeah, I am." And we're like, "What?" He's like, "Live PD Phoenix." I was like, "What?" And sure enough, yeah, we all looked it up. We're like, "Man, really?" It's kind of funny when it's funny but not funny. I guess it's humorous when you talk to these people like, "Oh yeah, I was on Live PD last week."
It's got to be worth showing, I guess. I mean, they've got to spice things up, even if it's not, reality.
That's the draw.
The formula.
This is why. So when I was watching that show, Dark Side of the '90s, they discovered with the whole reality shows, and it started, Jerry Springer and all those, they found that people didn't care. Like, Mike, I don't know if you actually remember this. The first season of Jerry Springer Show was actually a good, late night talk show. They went into serious subjects. There wasn't fighting. Yeah. And then the next season, it was completely revamped because they were about to get kicked off the air. And I just watched a documentary on it, on the talk shows. He's like, yeah, they said after that first season, they're like, yeah, you're the new director, you're the new executive producer. We're going to pull you by November, so you got maybe 6-7 episodes left. Go ahead, do whatever you want. And within those episodes, he just said, let's just go wild and crazy. Let's just see what happens. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? They're going to cancel us. They're going to cancel us anyway. And that whole thing of, the fighting, the raunchiness, like, that's what people tuned in for. That's what they wanted.
100%.
So true.
I was like, oh, man. He's like, then Oprah tried to be us and Sally Jesse tried to be us. I was like, man. And now they realize that with reality shows like The Challenge, Big Brother, that's what people want. They want the fake fighting, the drama. Oh my God, Becky is this. Oh my God, but Kevin does this. And my thing is, you don't work for none of these people. You don't know any of these people personally. Why do you care?
I think I got to believe that they recognize that was where the money was at when Geraldo got beat up on his own talk show.
Yeah. That was a big turning point. Yes.
I guarantee, like, that was such a big deal. And then shortly after that, I don't know if you all remember the Jim Rome show.
Oh, yeah.
Where Jim Everett jumped across the table to beat the crap out of Jim Rome. Yeah.
I remember something about it, but I don't remember seeing it.
Oh, yeah. He said, he's like, I think Jim Rome called him Jimmy or something like that. He called him something, and Jim Everett said, say it one more time. Jim Rome looked him dead in the face and said it one more time, and that big hulk of a man jumped across the table and tried to rip his head off.
See, but now you can't do anything like that. I mean, I'd rather watch that than this, Real Housewives of Atlanta, of Georgia,
I hear you,
all these.
Listen, a lot of people enjoy that stuff. Like, people on my team, like, live for that.
Yeah.
See, I could never. That's the thing. I couldn't. It's
No, I
to
couldn't
me.
either.
It's like
If there's like
pointless
40,
bantering.
if there's like 40 spin-offs, then yeah, there's a big demand for it somewhere.
Well,
On that
NCIS had a lot of spin-offs.
note,
Oh,
with Mike D's ninth yawn,
oh,
and
but
I've been
that
able
was
to
a little
I've been
ticker.
suppressing because I
thought we were
got
gonna
up
have a
at
little
4
ticker.
o'clock. No, I got up at 4 o'clock today because I'm working this project and it's getting real hot and heavy, and I'm yeah
Is it getting hot in her like Nelly,
yes Nelly.
who didn't give back to the community?
That's right. I got heated about that. I was like, y'all ain't listening to me. No one in St. Louis likes Nelly anymore.
Really? They don't?
Because he didn't give back to the community.
He bounced to L.A.
And I said, "How do you know he didn't give back?" I was like, you still never define what is
Fact
enough to be considered giving back to.
Finding one protege.
That's
Being
not a give back.
being a gatekeeper.
Now you're channeling your inner Sean.
That's right. But all right, we gonna wrap because I gotta go brush some kids' teeth. Well, I gotta supervise. If I don't supervise, she'll just be like sitting there holding her toothbrush in her mouth, watching her iPad.
Wait, what time is it there?
10:20,
Is she still up? How old is she?
7.
It's summer.
Summer. Plus, she took a nap. She fell asleep earlier. No one was playing with her, so she fell asleep. So that always punishes us. That punishes us with her like having all kinds of extra energy. We suffer.
That's why I said it's
I
not
can't podcast.
babysitting.
I can't podcast for 3 hours now.
That's why I said you might as well just put her on here and we'll put her to sleep.
I might have some episodes of some shows we did, like little short 10-minute bits.
Oh, I would say just put her on her and be like, "Yo, what up?"
We did a couple podcasts back in the day. Hey, but we are up. Yeah, so we are up 2 subscribers. We had stalled for like 3 weeks. Felt like we stalled.
It is movement.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
I haven't done any publicity on this. I've told a couple people, but I really wanted to get all the technical, like I wanted everything to be smooth. I wanted kind of a rhythm. That way when I did get some, because there's some, like you have like tiers of people that you associate with, right? You got like you're just, your down homies. You just tell them like, hey, you podcast, you watch it while you're taking a dump, So that's like your top dog homies. You just tell them whatever. And then you got some people that, you're not like always chilling with them, but you might talk to them every now and then.
You have water cooler friends.
Yeah, you might say, hey, we got this really interesting podcast. It's fun. It's fun. We talk about some good stuff, movies, pop culture. And that's probably where I'm at right now with us kind of getting everything smoothed out technically and like format wise. Now the M3, I don't know. The M3 one, that's tough right there because I don't even know who to tell. Like at work, I don't know if I can tell anybody at work about that.
You can't tell anyone about that. That's literally the underground YouTube channel.
When I was 20, I shot someone behind Safeway. It's like,
that's your brother right there. Talking about like, yo, dude, chill. Everybody, chill. He's dumb, but you gotta understand.
Cut his mic.
Everybody has lives.
Cut the feed. Cut the feed. Right. But
once it's on the internet, though.
Right.
It's
no.
Never gonna disappear. Good thing this is all fake, staged, made up stuff we're talking about. Nothing's real. I did not shoot someone behind
serious
Safeway.
Question. I remember. Oh yeah, we need to get the little yawn. We need to get like little tickers that we could put above their names to track the yawns. Yeah.
Yawn counter. Just different counters. My little stream deck, my little button thing. I got the cords. I actually tidied up all the cords. Now I can't even pull it up high enough to show everybody. But it's got buttons on there. I could do like a counter for different reasons.
Don't worry about that until you update the sound
like
buttons.
so you can't see when I'm yawning.
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm right. I got my mouth behind my microphone, but I haven't yawned yet.
That's actually a good idea. So maybe I'll.
Yes, there you go.
I do the church yawn. I'm listening. Try not to move your face, yawn.
I'll just do this from now on.
I'm not cool enough to have the microphone to cover half my face. So I'll be like, oh, something's in my eye. Oh, that is.
All right.
Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be back Monday.
Yeah, Monday should be good.
I'm going down to the SV this weekend.
Oh, yeet.
Oh, there you go. You could do a roaming reporter.
Yo, check it out. This isn't going to matter anything to Tom, but I'll be seeing Carrie Brown.
Okay.
Rick Spurley.
Okay.
Mike Walker.
Okay.
Eric May.
What the hell? Is there a reunion?
Lonnie Walls.
What the Flagnard?
Yeah, man. It's going to be a big off and popping
4th of July.
MRP weekend.
Oh, my God. MRP weekend.
Oh, I can't believe I just said that out loud.
I don't remember what MRP stood for. I know we did HCC at one point.
Mixed Race Posse.
Oh, that's right. You have to show them that picture I sent you with Mike and everyone in it. Mike and Donald.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody coming back for just a holiday or what?
All those dudes live down there.
Oh, I thought so. Well, I guess Burley's still there. I could have sworn
the one
Eric
that's coming into town.
Oh, well.
No, Eric still works down there.
Oh, and he's married to Misty
Eric
now.
May, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were just talking about Scott, his brother.
Yeah, me and Scott were like best buds for a couple years.
Yeah, I'm like 90% sure that dude is he gone forever.
Who's Scott?
Like he's not seeing society ever again.
It's very possible. Now, do you say he's just not seeing society, or did he pull a legs at the upper room?
No. At least as far as I know, I think he's locked up long term.
No surprise.
Oh, so he's pulling a George.
Yeah, I think he's still locked up long term too. I think.
Well, you never know.
Hey, don't forget, subscribe to the channel.
Smash the button.
Smash the like and hit that notification bell. Share the video. Leave a comment down below. We'll catch you guys Monday night.
I have 18 minutes left on Miss Marvel and 2 more episodes of Peaky Blinders that I want to get done before tomorrow night.
10-4.
Okay.
Peace out, everyone.
Out.